What is up, everybody? Happy hump day. I hope you are the humper and not the humpy today. So, I didn't get skunked this morning, but I've yet to catch a walleye. I've caught perch, I've caught sunfish, I've caught sheep's head. And I haven't seen a knock 'em dead picture, but I haven't seen an empty picture either. It's been steady fish, and once I started fishing, I got out here about 6:30, left my dock a little after 6, started looking around in the dark. Got a pretty solid southwest wind. It was south this morning when I came out. It's sliding southwest, and it's going to go west. Another cold night. It was down in the low 40s, and for all of you with flowers and plants and vegetables and whatnot nearing the harvest, they said tonight possibility of a frost overnight, the first one of the year. Now, I don't know that that'll happen right here along the lake because it's still pretty warm, although it's dropping again this morning. It's down to 61.7. So in the course of about 10 days since I've been back out here every day, starting last Monday, it's dropped 6.5 degrees. So we are closing in on the magic time in the fall when that temperature is in the mid 50s, mid to upper 50s, and then from there all the way down into the 40s. It's game on. Now, you guys watched me last year. Once I had a safe, reliable boat, when I got my new Starcraft here, you guys saw me out here a lot. I fished all of November, all of December. I fished multiple days in January, and I fished multiple days in February, and I was out here all of March before the season closed. Now, I don't know if we're going to have another soft winter like that again. I hope not. I'm not a winter hater. I enjoy the ice fish. I enjoy the wintertime and the beauty of it and whatnot. But we'll see. But my point in that was, and it was down in the upper 30s, mid to upper 30s by the time I got done. And my biggest walleye of the season last year was New Year's morning out here with my son and his buddy, and it was 25 1/8, and that was in 38, 39 degree water. So for most people, this Captain Tony Buffa says the magic time is 55 degrees. We're closing in. If it keeps going like this in another week, we're going to be there. Week and a half. So usually by Halloween time, you're in the throes of the best fishing of the season out here. And again, not to say that it's not good year round, because it really is. We really are so blessed on this lake to have excellent fishing year round. There's one. They don't feel real big. Stay tuned. Something I did this morning too, when I had a good enough picture that I felt like I should have been catching fish. I thought, okay, maybe I need to slow it down. Maybe I need to go a little bit more of a finesse route. So I worked a hair jig back into the mix. He's a little guy, 14. So that is a hand tie from Rick out to Apps. It's just a brown and black with a leech trailer. And even though that's the first walleye of the day, that's the third fish. I had two big sheepies maul that thing this morning. And why does a hair jig go on the finesse side? Now you can snap hair jigs as hard as you want. I'm not right now. But even when you snap them super hard, on the fall, that hair kind of undulates like this, and it's all those individual fibers are creating resistance in the water, and it falls much slower like this, as opposed to a blade or a shiver minnow or something like that, which comes up and then goes boom right to the bottom. This comes up and then it kind of does this to the bottom. So that's why, to me, the way I'm fishing it, I said, okay, I'm gonna err on the side of a little bit more finesse here, and throw a hair jig around. And also that trailer. Now you could throw that hair jig bare, and I do get those hairs all full of the Potski Fire Gel walleye. So it really carries a lot of scent out there with it. So in theory, you'd give that fish a longer time in the bite window with that bait falling slowly. You're giving him that smell with that fire gel. And for that guy, it worked. It's also cool that you guys joined me and I finally catch a walleye. I don't suck at fishing. Sometimes, but not all the time. And I'm doing a short hop with it. You can't really see my tip here, but I'm probably only jumping it 6 to 12 inches off the bottom at most. And the colder the water gets, the more a hair jig starts to really play into my arsenal. Matter of fact, at this point, it'll probably stay, one rod will probably stay dedicated to different hair jigs for the bulk of the rest of the season. Bare with a trailer, with bait, either a crawler or a minnow. A lot of walleyes have fallen victim since the dawn of time on a hair jig and a worm or a minnow. I had 2 bites on a swim bait this morning. I didn't get either one of them. It's the first time I've really had any kind of action on a swim bait, and that for me is really what I look forward to the most in the fall is that big massive swim bait bite. Because there's a distinct time where they really switch over and they go heavy minnow bite, getting ready for the fall and the winter. We're going to do this as last cast. It's 8 o'clock straight up, and I got to get moving. Tell you too, you see me, I'm bundled up. I don't like to be cold, and I've got the gear that I should never be cold. And I'm not afraid to wear it, even if it's early in the season. But it was 42 degrees, raining and windy when I left the house this morning in the dark. So I'm prepared. I got 3 layers on, and I am ready to rock and roll. And anytime, obviously, when you're drifting, I did see a guy out here in a bass boat this morning, spot lock, with forward-facing sonar looking into the wind. And I thought, boy, that's not something I want to do. It really isn't. It's not something that I'm down with. Even in the summertime, I don't love it. I like to have my back to the wind. one way or another, trolling or drifting. And, oh, I said that was going to be last cast. One more. I've already heard reports from friends of mine that the night bite is starting. I would think last night and maybe tonight, if this southwest wind keeps pushing up on the North Shore all day like it did yesterday, I bet you that North Shore will be on fire later tonight. The job I'm working on right now, I'm right in Cleveland on the water doing a deck for a customer, and I sat there and watched all day yesterday as that heavy southwest wind just pummeled his shoreline, started churning up the bottom, getting some silt in it, and I thought to myself, man, I bet you they'll be there tonight. Those walleyes will hunt right through that turn, right through that turned over water like it's nothing. That's their sweet spot. So, all right, that's going to do it. I'm out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep your tip up, baby.